Hello everyone, welcome to Simple Crochet channel. I'm so glad to be with you in this video. In this video we are going to continue our crochet along project and introduce square 7 for our project with 2 different variation. I hope you like it and enjoy doing it. So let's get started. Okay, before starting, I just want to thank each and everyone who wished me speed recovery. Thank you very much. I really appreciate every single comment and every single word that you said. I really thank you very much for your concern. Now, as you can see, we are going to introduce square 7 for our project with this stitch. You can see that this stitch is done in lines or rows. It's a repetition of 2 rows. Now I'm going to introduce this stitch with 2 variation. I used here half double crochet stitch using this row, and I used here double crochet stitch all along with single crochet, and I'm going to show you these 2 variations. Now, as we already used to, we are going to read the chart and introduce the sample for this stitch. It's called the drunken puff stitch. I'm going to start with chaining 26 for my 8-inch square and chain 1 for the height, and this one is only done whenever I am using single crochet row, because after doing this chain after the height, I'm going to chain, or I'm going to do single crochet all along the stitches. But this time, after finishing row 2, I'm going to chain 2, and these 2 considered my first double crochet stitch in the row. So I'm not going to chain 2 for the height. No, I'm going to chain 2 as my first double crochet, then work a double crochet in the next stitch, then doing the puff, drunken puff stitch in between these 2 stitches, and of course I'm going to show you how, and do a double crochet but finish it with this shape. Of course, it's not clear what I'm going to do, but once I did it, you are going to understand what this shape, this diagonal shape means. And I finish my row with a double crochet, then chain 1, and this is meant for the height, then do a row of single crochet. This is the pattern I used in this square. You can see this is the row of single crochet and this is the row of double crochet, but I used this drunken puff with double crochet, and 1 row of single crochet and 1 row of double puff, drunken puff stitch, and so on until I finish the size. But in this pattern I used half double crochet, which gives me another puff, but it's solid, more solid than this one here. See, and it's reversible. You can use it either 2 sides. Now let's start. Now I have done my 26 chains and chain 1 and mark my stitch here and do a row of single crochet. And those of you who don't know how to do chain and single crochet, I'm going to leave the link for the videos in the description section below for those who want to get back to it and do it whenever you like. Now I'm going to start the row which include my new stitch. As my pattern said, I'm going to chain 2 as my first double crochet. So I'm going to chain 2 and turn my work. Mark this second chain here in all the previous pattern or the previous squares, I didn't go inside the chain which has the stitch marker, but in this pattern you need to be careful that you are going to work in this stitch to end your row, like what I am going to show you. Now I'm going to skip this stitch here, the first one in the row. I'm trying to make it clear. This is the first stitch in the row after chaining 2. I'm going to skip this stitch here, this one, and insert my hook in the next one here, like this. Yarn over to do a double crochet, leave this, skip this first one, and insert your hook in the next one here, and do a regular double crochet. And I'm going to leave the link for double crochet in the description section below. Now you have done one double crochet, chained 2 and skipped this chain because I have already done 2 chains which count as my first double crochet, and did a double crochet. Now I'm going to do the puff stitch in between these 2 stitches, like this. Yarn over, insert the hook in between, yarn over and pull through. Now with this finger hold the yarn over, insert the hook in the same space, yarn over and pull through. You are going to repeat this 3 times. So hold the yarn with your finger, yarn over, insert in the same space, yarn over and pull through. Now you have 7 loops on your hook. You are going to yarn over but not finish this stitch. I'm going to insert my hook in the next stitch here and do a double crochet. Yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over and pull through all the loops on the hook, and this is what you get, like this. I'm going to show it to you again. I'm going to do yarn over, insert the hook in between these 2 stitches, like this. Yarn over and pull through. You have 3 loops on your hook. Keep them, yarn over, and with this finger hold the yarn and insert the hook in the same space between these 2 stitches. Yarn over and pull through. You have 5 loops on the hook. Now yarn over, use your finger to hold the yarn, insert the hook in the same space, yarn over and pull through. You have 7 loops on the hook. Don't finish this puff, keep them on your hook. Yarn over, hold the yarn with your finger, insert the hook in the next stitch here as if you are doing double crochet. Now you have these 2 loops, yarn over and pull through 2, yarn over and pull through all the loops on the hook, and this is what you get. You can see that they lined up together with a diagonal shape. So I'm going to show you one more time. Between these, use your finger, use your finger. You have 7 loops, keep them, yarn over, use your finger to hold the yarn, insert it in the next, yarn over and pull through, but keep it tied to the stitch like this. Don't pull it. Yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through all the loops on the hook. You have this shape. Now you also might keep in mind, with these two fingers you can hold your yarn like this and hold these stitches from under, so it won't pull up a lot, like this. See, my finger just hold it here, so I can insert and just have a total control of my stitch. Now, like this, like this. I have 7 loops. Now yarn over, find the next one and do regular double crochet but with 2 loops, and then through all the loops. So if you can count the steps that you do this stitch with, it's going to be like this: 1, 2, 3, now 4, 6, and 7. 7 steps to do this one stitch. And just keep continuing doing this. It's like you're doing the puff, but don't finish it like this. Yarn over and do another double crochet in the next one and finish all these together. So I'm going to work it with you. Now, and this is how it should look like. They are all lined together as if they are leaning toward each other, like this. It's very beautiful and gives very good texture and very beautiful stitch for baby blankets. It's make a very good blanket. Now this is from the other side, and you can see that this side pops more than this side, but it goes on both sides. So I'm going to finish this row and meet you before doing the last one. Now I have done this whole row and I'm almost done. You can see that I do have 2 stitches left in the row. Now I'm going to finish these 2, this one, and I'm not going to finish my row in here. I'm going to do another puff, drunken puff, and finish it in the last stitch in the row. Then I'm going to do 1 double crochet in this stitch here, in the stitch where I put my marker in, and this is the difference here. This is the stitch where I put the marker. I'm going to do a double crochet in it. Just take the 2 strands, but I'm not going to do regular double crochet. I'm going to yarn over and pull through only 1 loop, then 2 loop, then 2 loop, like this. So I have straight edge in here and straight edge as well in here. So you can use this with double crochet or half double crochet. Now to start a new row, I'm going to chain 1, turn and mark this stitch here, and work a row of single crochet. this time I'm going to, as you can see, this time I'm going to do my first single crochet in the first stitch here. I'm not going to skip it like I did in this row. I'm going to start with the first one. And do the whole row of single crochet. Now I am almost done with my single crochet. I have here this one and this one. You just need to be careful with these two. You are going to do one single crochet in here and skip one, this one here, and do another single in the stitch with the stitch marker, like this, to have a straight edge. And this is the trick about this stitch. You are going to skip the first stitch that you did in the row. It's almost not there. You can see like this. Now to start a new row, you are going to chain 2, mark your second stitch so you end your row of single crochet in it, and continue doing this puff, drunken puff stitch. I'm going to skip this stitch in here and do a double crochet in the next one, and then do the puff like this, with 3 times, then finish it with a double crochet in the next stitch, yarn over and pull through 2 loops, then yarn over and pull through all these loops. Now you can use 2 times puff stitch instead of 3 times puff. It also gives a very good texture. And keep doing this puff until you reach the end of the row. Like this. And another one. In here it's a little bit tricky because it's at the end of the row. And then finish my row with double crochet in the stitch where the stitch marker is, but I'm going to do it on 3 stitches like this. This is the stitch here. I'm going to yarn over, pull through only 1, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, like this, and you have straight edges on both sides here. And this is the trick about this stitch, and in here. And this is how it should look like at the end. This is one side, you can see it gives a very good pattern, and this is from the other side. Now this is the first technique of using this stitch, which I used in this cream yarn here. Now I used another technique with this yarn. In this pattern I used half double crochet instead of double crochet. That I did a row of single crochet, then this drunken puff with half double crochet. I'm going to show you in another yarn. I already done this piece of single crochet. Now I'm going to chain 1, and this is counted. Turn my work and just mark this one and do a half double crochet in the next or the second stitch from the hook. Then I'm going to work the puff in between these two, but this time I'm going to use 2 times puff stitch only, or you can use it 3 times as you like your puff to pop. Now I'm going to yarn over, insert the hook and pull through. You have all these loops, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 loops. You are going to yarn over and pull through all 7 loops from the hook like this. Now I'm going to repeat it again. I'm doing 2 times puff like this, yarn over, insert the hook, yarn over and pull through. Now I'm not going to yarn over and pull through 2 only, I'm going to yarn over and pull through all the loops on the hook like this. Now I'm going to do it again. This gives a tighter puff, and pull through all the loops like this, 2 times puff, insert the hook, you have these loops, you are going to pull through all loops. It's a little bit tricky at the beginning, but you will get used to it once you practice it, and it's very good stitch for babies and blankets and all this stuff. Of course, using the half double crochet is little bit tighter and advanced than the double crochet stitch. This is how it should look like. And when you finish the row, you are going to work the same as we did in this sample here. You have the last one in the row, and you just yarn over, insert the hook in the stitch where the stitch marker is supposed to be. I have already knew the stitch, so I didn't use the stitch marker, and do half double crochet like this. Chain 1, turn your work, don't skip any stitches, just do a row of single crochet from the very first stitch you have. So this is the shape of half double crochet with this stitch, and I used only 2 times puff stitch. You can use 3, you can use 4 times, but I find 3 is good number for doing these puff, and this is how it should look like from the other side. Now for the border, again you only need to work 2 stitches or 2 single crochet or 2 half double crochet in this stitch here or in this puff, and 1 single crochet, so each line contain 3 stitches. So you will count your rows until you reach this 26 or the number that you started with chaining. And for those of you who don't manage their squares to be equal, you can see here that each has 26 chains all along the sides, but these are not in the same size as you already know. Don't worry, because when we are going to join these two together, we are going to join the stitches together, not the size. So when you are going to join these stitches together, the stitches will adjust itself to get bigger or smaller for the other square. So all your squares will be even and look even. Don't worry, just enjoy doing your squares and enjoy learning new stitches. And please leave a comment if you like this stitch or have any question for this stitch. And I hope you like this stitch and find it easy and clear for you to follow. I'm going to leave this diagram in the Facebook group for those of you who want to join the Facebook group and download all the stitches that we did with the diagrams, and I'm going to leave the link for the written pattern in the description section below. Thank you for watching, and see you in a next video with a next stitch.